Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling confused, drained, and somehow like everything was your fault? It's a horrible feeling. Like you're a puppet and someone else is pulling all the strings. They twist your words, question your sanity, and just drain your energy. But what if you could cut those strings? What if you could become completely manipulator-proof? Well, the good news is you can. And the solution is in 3 simple yet powerful boundaries that will shield you from gaslighting and guilt trips for good. By the way, if you want more tips like this, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss another video. The boundary of reality. First up is the boundary of reality. This one is your best defense against a nasty little trick called gaslighting. You know, when someone tries to rewrite history to make you doubt what you saw, what you heard, and what you felt. They'll hit you with lines like, "That never happened," or "You're just being too sensitive," making you question your own mind. And the emotional toll, it's huge. You start feeling anxious, confused, and you lose trust in your own judgment, which is exactly where the manipulator wants you. So how do you build this boundary? You have to become the #1 authority on your own life. Start by trusting your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. Your body is a great BS detector. You might feel your shoulders tense up, your stomach churn, or your head get foggy around this person. Don't ignore those signals. And if you're dealing with someone who does this all the time, start writing things down. Note what was said and when. This isn't about starting a fight. It's about having a clear record for your own peace of mind. Then use simple, firm phrases to shut down their attempts to warp your reality. You can say, "I remember it differently," or "My feelings on this aren't up for debate." You're not arguing. You're just stating your truth. This boundary keeps you anchored, making you unshakable. The boundary of responsibility. The second shield you need is the boundary of responsibility. Here's the thing about manipulators. They hate taking accountability. Instead, they love to use projection or play the victim. They'll accuse you of doing the very things they're guilty of or spin a story where they're the one who's been wronged. Before you know it, you're the one apologizing just to keep things calm and carrying all that misplaced guilt. It's exhausting. It's like you're hauling around their emotional baggage, and that is a heavy, unfair load. So the boundary of responsibility means drawing a hard line between what's yours and what's theirs. You are responsible for your actions and your emotions. That's it. You are not responsible for their happiness or how they choose to react. To put this into practice, use I statements. Share how you feel without taking on their blame. So instead of getting defensive, try saying something like, "I feel uncomfortable when you blame me for your anger." This keeps the focus on your experience, and it's hard to argue with. And if they hit you with a classic guilt trip, like, "After everything I've done for you," see it for the tactic it is. You can respond with, "I understand this is important to you, but my decision isn't about how I feel about you." This boundary protects your self-respect by making sure you only carry what truly belongs to you. The boundary of engagement. And your final shield is the boundary of engagement. Manipulators absolutely thrive on chaos. They create drama by pitting you against someone else. That's called triangulation, or by constantly changing the subject to keep you spinning and emotionally hooked. Their goal is to wear you down until you just give in. It feels like walking into a trap, and it leaves you feeling completely wiped out. The boundary of engagement, then, is your permission slip to simply walk away. You get to decide which conversations are worth your energy and which ones aren't. Not every battle needs to be fought, especially with someone who has no interest in a fair fight. Protecting your peace means learning to disengage. When a conversation starts going in circles or gets hostile, you can say, "I'm not going to continue this conversation right now." That's it. You don't owe them a lengthy explanation. Having an exit plan for toxic situations is a total game changer for your mental health. This could mean limiting contact or just deciding some topics are completely off limits. Remember, refusing to engage with a manipulator isn't weakness. It's a sign of incredible strength. It says you value your peace more than their drama. So there you have it. The boundary of reality, the boundary of responsibility, and the boundary of engagement. Think of these as your personal toolkit for a manipulation-free life. They help you trust yourself, guard your energy, and take back your power. And look, it's a skill. And like any skill, it takes practice. So be kind to yourself as you get the hang of it. I'd love to hear from you now. What are some ways you've learned to protect your peace? Drop your stories in the comments below, because your experience could be exactly what someone else needs to hear. And if this was helpful, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss another video. Thanks so much for watching. And remember, you're not alone. If you need support, just reach out using the link below. Also, check the other links in the description. You'll find my free ebook and my Amazon book on toxic relationships if you're ready to dive a little deeper. Take care, stay strong, and I'll see you in the next video.